What's up guys, in this video we start fixing more problems on the Toyota pickup as well as getting more parts for it for the future. I actually had to refill my intro because we ended up finding more issues while I was making this video. Looks like we got antifreeze on the ground. That is unfortunate and didn't intend to, so had to get that done and hope you guys enjoy. Got a couple quick tips and stay tuned to the end of the video so we find out what color we're going to end up painting this thing in a couple weeks. So I'm definitely keeping the fenders and hood off of this truck because I want spares in case I ever hit a deer or something with mine. I mean, she ain't pretty, but it'll get there. I paid $300 for the truck delivered to my house, and it's cheaper for me to just keep the parts ahead of time rather than selling them, make money. I can make money or my money back off plenty of other parts on the truck, so I'm gonna keep this stuff in advance. Saves me money from spending hundreds of dollars on a front end if I ever hit a deer or something. Proactive. I'm also gonna keep the doors, but I'm not gonna remove them yet because I want to keep the interior out of the rain, but I'll be swapping them off this truck because I want the vent windows, especially since this thing doesn't have AC and it's starting to rain. I'm also going to keep the mud flaps. It's missing the front passenger side, but I just want to at least have the rears so it doesn't do this again. It's like all this paint is chipped off from this just slinging rocks and mud and dirt. I'm also going to keep these fender liners for my truck because mine doesn't have any. I forgot how clapped this fender was, and it has a rust hole down there, so I'm just going to take the inner fender out. Change my mind as well. I'm going to leave the hood on just to keep water off all this stuff because some of the stuff is still good and electronic. I just wanted to get the fender off at least because those are kind of a pain in the butt to get off. That way if someone wanted to buy the cab, all I'd have to do is take the doors and hood off and we're good to go, which is only 4 bolts and 4 bolts. Check this out. Honda gas cap. I didn't even do that. That was on there when I got it. I also had to take this out for my truck because if you saw in the last video, mine is like dangling back here because someone cut it or something to shorten it for a flatbed, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna take this one out and put it in my truck. Crusty. I might take this filler neck hose too because this one feels a lot newer and pliable than the one on my truck. This thing just feels like rock hard under here, so I'm gonna go power wash this too before I swap that out because I don't want dirt going down into the tube, into the tank. Yeah, this thing's pretty minty. This thing's a little bent up and there's a bolt stuck in it, so see if we can get this out and straighten it out a little bit before we put it in my truck. Well, that's not a good sign. I just opened the door to move my truck closer to the hose because I figured I'd just hose it off here so I don't have to drive all the way to town, and it looks like we got antifreeze on the ground. That is unfortunate. So hopefully the heater core isn't leaking or plugged. I gotta investigate this. Before I dig into that, I can't find any like fluid dripping down the firewall, but being that this just had an engine put in, this is kind of a common thing with Hondas getting swapped, is the inlet gets smashed and like turned into an oval because it gets banged or whatever. And I was feeling it just to check because I'm like, maybe, and it feels like it's not a circle, so I might move the truck in the garage quick before I start doing this and pull this off and see if that nipple got smashed. Just pulled the truck in the garage. I was working back and forth on too many projects right now, but that is what success looks like. Got this broke free, so at least something's going good. Alright, now that I got under the truck, or under the dash, you can see where it's wet right there on that mat, that sound deadening. So I don't know, I really don't feel like trying to, obviously not today, I'm not going to even bother trying to take the heater core out, but I will see if that nipple is bent up and try to straighten that because that might fix it. Alright, just popped this off finally. It was kind of a pain in the butt, and as you can see, that thing is crushed. So I'll show you a little technique on how to straighten this out. Hopefully I'm praying that this solves the leak because I really don't have a bunch of money to keep throwing at this thing, and thankfully it doesn't look like there's any corrosion on the inside of the pipe, because I was going to see if there's corrosion all up in here, then it would most likely be a heater core because it'd be all plugged up and rusty, but I don't see any sort of corrosion whatsoever. Really hoping this fixes it. So what you do is pretty simple. You find a socket that kind of fits in there. Obviously it's not going to be the perfect size because this one's smashed, so you find something that's close and start either pounding it in there or rounding it out like in a circular motion. A lot of times if I can use an extension first to start it, I'll use that. So this is a whatever, the small extension. I can't remember what this size is, but I'll start with this because I got a lot more prying and I can hold onto it better. The biggest thing you want to not do is drop the socket down in the tube, because then you're definitely going to be replacing the heater core, but this is the easiest method to do it. So I'm going to work on this off camera because it's kind of a pain in the butt with one hand and I got to move this hose out of the way, but we'll see how round I can get it. So I've been working at it, and just for your information, the end right here is a 11mm socket, so same diameter, and got this pretty straight. I'm gonna work on the very bottom tiny bit more, but I'm really hoping this fixes it. It's so much more straight than it was. And then the 10mm I used to straighten out the inside pretty well. Now they dropped it, but you get the idea. You kind of just have to size up the sockets as you go, like start small and go bigger, kind of like gauging your gears, if you're someone that does that. All right, that looks way better, so I'm gonna just try it out. I would take this one off, but I'm not seeing any out of round, and there's no liquid down there. I forgot to mention that when I was pulling this down, I could see coolant right here at the end of it, or at the end of the hose where it was way down in there. So really hoping this is it. I'm gonna clean this up, get the crusty off. That weird original clamp was on there. I don't understand how you're supposed to get that off, so I had to cut it off, but kind of a good thing it did, because it looks like it would leak. Alright, got that all back together with new clamps and everything. I cut the hose back from the firewall a little bit so it's not flush with that seal, or not, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. That way I can see if it's leaking easier from here. So if I do still get coolant on the floor in there and it's not leaking here, then fortunately it's going to be a heater core, and it'll probably be like a week till I can actually tell if it's leaking or not, because this thing back here is soaked. Like when I push on it, it just drains out. So I guess we'll see. And I'm gonna keep an eye on the antifreeze, obviously. Alright, sorry about that detour. Let's get back to what we initially were about to do. So I got this straightened out quite a bit better than it was, at least, and then got the inside cleaned out, so we'll see if this fits. So this is what we got going on right now. This wouldn't even bolt up correctly, and this is the opposite way bolt pattern. I believe this might be off of like an 83 or something, because that looks like the fuel cap for one. But anyways, I'll just pop this off quick and swap the new one on. Gonna have a Honda cap and some Honda bolts holding it in. I'm also gonna replace that little hose. I had leftover hose from the catch can in my Civic, so same like exact stuff. I'm gonna throw this on as well. Look at that, brand new. Well, I was gonna throw this in to protect it from the other box, but the top bracket for these two bolts is non-existent, so maybe I'll figure something out down the line. Alright, let's fire it up and see if it leaks anywhere. Like I said, with the coolant thing, I might not be able to see if that's actually leaking still for about a week to see if it puddles anymore, but we'll see if it's leaking from the lines on the firewall at least. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was kind of a lame video again, but I also got some stuff fixed on this truck because this is my main priority right now. If you did like the video, I appreciate a like. Subscribe to stay up to date with the builds and the projects, as well as keeping up to date with this truck because we'll be painting it soon and just changing the whole look. And follow my Instagram if you want to see more content on there. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Aha, you guys didn't think I forgot to show you the color, did you? Right here, tan. We're gonna go with this flat sand Rustoleum. But the catch is I'm gonna try doing a clear over it, like a gloss clear, to see how it looks. My goal is to kind of get it like the newer Tacomas, that tan color that they come in. And then we'll do like the bumpers, hopefully flat black. We'll see. At least the front bumper. I don't know about the rear because it's all chromed out and stuff. So I'm hoping by next paycheck I'll be able to buy the clear coat and the primer because that's all I need. I only bought the tan because they just restocked at Walmart when I went there, and it's the cheapest place to get it, so worked out good. And hopefully 7 cans is enough. That's all they had, but I'm pretty sure this will be good for how small the truck is. I'm not going to do the cap in any of this either, so that takes a lot of the paint away. And the bed is bed lined, so I don't have to paint the inside of the bed, so this should be plenty. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see the end result after we make this thing look a little prettier. And don't forget to check out my links below for discounts on products, everything from LED lights to cleaning products. Also, there's a donation link, PayPal link. If you want to donate to the channel, all the funds go to making content. And if you want to donate to a specific build, I've had people do that before as well. But anyways, I appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching.